Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and I have continued building on the station. People were happy about the form of this one or this area here, and I started to basically move over to the other side to start building something there so that I know how much space I have in the middle, and I have to figure out a lot of stuff now. I want to have a way to cross over from here to there, and having a bridge in the middle would defeat the purpose of this. And now I have to think how I can do that. Maybe have the bridge way back or something like that. Keep this open. The space here is pretty, it's not a lot. I will make this hole a bit bigger. You can see that I have down here made a connection between this side and this side with conveyors, and this will be closed in the front so that this looks too obvious, and I basically want to continue the steel plates or the armor into the asteroid, but I will just smooth it out a bit here to keep the asteroid, and so that I don't have to lay down armor blocks to basically the end of the hole here. So make it a bit bigger, but I will not have, or I will keep the rough stone in here basically, and don't have a metal surface or something like that. I also want to basically have a ring or something like that, a bit of armor on this edge here that will come in later, but first I wanted to have this connection down here. Okay, the small drill comes in handy at the moment, because with that thing I can work on the stone in here a bit. That's much easier than doing that by hand. Another thing I also want to do is smooth it out a bit. So I want to bring in slopes. I don't want to have these these hard edges here that needs to go. But yeah, that's all in the future. So the thing I want to do today is start a big drill ship. That's a thing I want to have. So we need to go out and find more materials, and for that I want to have a ship that is able to carry more ore and then bring that back, maybe later with a jump drive or something like that. That would be neat, because it gets tedious when the ship is full to maneuver it back and all that stuff. With the jump drive, that's a bit easier. I don't need high jump ranges, just, don't know, 100 or 200 kilometers, because I don't want to go too far away from the station. Maybe I equip it with a laser antenna, because laser antennas now have higher ranges, and so we can basically use laser antennas to keep in contact with the station. That's also the way that I want to set up, I think, a communications network. I had that ages ago with the infinite range laser antennas. Now that the laser antenna range is up, we might want to try it without that. And I also have to go back to the planet. All this new physics stuff makes me want to test out the vector engines again. I tested them for a long time in one of the seasons, and I really like them, but they weren't really working too good. And now it seems there's a lot of videos about people making vector-based ships, and they definitely look pretty nice. So we should also take a look at that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let us go with 11 for now. 1, 2. 1, 2. I want to use... we could do nice stuff now. We could try to have a rotating drill head, but not that is really needed, but we could. Nobody's keeping us from it. So, but I think that might be just not overkill to do that, but it's not really necessary. So maybe we stay away from that. This will be the front with the drill head. I want to bring in the containers and reactors somewhere in the middle of the whole thing. So this, what we also need, because we don't have a laser beam, we definitely need a way to dispose of stone. So we will go with the usual gravity trash can or something like that. So I hope that's not too loud. With the usual gravity trash can, and then just use that to get rid of the stone. Make an opening here so that we can okay, we will put the reactor in the front, so the reactor will go there. First thing to place down will be a conveyor, and then we will place a reactor there. There, by the way, could be our problem. I might have to go out and grab another batch of platinum. Yes, this can be on the top. Good, because then I now can put in some gyros to keep the whole thing stable. Gyro, some here. We might want to move the gyros later to have them not too close to the reactor, because gyros are pretty volatile if they hit something. Good. Yeah, I will just all the materials that come in will just pass through the reactor, I would say. Let me get the drill to get this in, and then we definitely have to work out a way how we can see everything. Okay, the drills have connections. So that plays in our favor here. Good. Okay. Some cargo containers to follow the reactor. I hope that one big reactor hopefully is enough. Or 1, 2, and 3. And then... Oh, what was that? Okay, let me think about it. I will bring in a spine to that thing. Oh, I can get rid of this right now. Get the conveyors going again. No. Oh, I installed another mod. This VZZ airtight connectors. It seems that these things work like docking rings, basically. So you can set them up and they have doors. A thing I want to test. But for now, I will go and do some work with just the conveyors here. One, and then have this. Okay, if we go with a jump drive, I want to put it here on the back. Where should we put the... not the bridge, but the cockpit? I think I will put it somewhere on the back too. The stone disposal. How should I set that up? Let me get a jump drive. Put that in. The jump drive might be complete overkill for now, but I would like to have one. The jump drives make my life a bit easier when it comes to just getting around. Good. Let me build a bit more, I would say, and I will come back to you in a moment. I might have slightly overdone it already. It's still the mindset of I have everything, so why should I stop somewhere building? Yeah, I have 4 big thrusters there, and let me show you where the immediate problem is. There it is. This here. This is not enough. So I need to go out there and grab, I need to grab some platinum. The small drill is still standing, so I can still use it. I will have to go out and do that. By the way, that's one thing I wanted to show you. I have set up the machines now here, cleaned out a bit of this area again. I have now an oxygen tank here, but because I also took a hydrogen bottle now, where is it? There. I made this this oxygen generator here, and I have configured it with Tim to, so Tim just puts 4,000 ice in there and keeps it in here. And I have an assembler here that is Tim locked, so that the assembler can grab all the stuff and Tim isn't interfering with it. But I had to move this thing. It's as soon as you have small blocks next to, so if you have a small block here, you can't place a big block there. So that way it works, but now I wouldn't be able to put a small block there. But that's okay. This should have vanished by now anyway, so I don't know where the way is to just let the programmable block run itself. This down here is not new. This is from a mod that is Control Diggy's control module or something like that, where you can basically set up key bindings for programmable blocks and all that stuff. The 1WSX10's vector thrust system would like to have that, and so I installed it. It's good to have, and so I will keep that. Where is the small drill? Oh yeah, I harvested some gold with it. Now let me go out and find some platinum. Always when I come in here to just refill my oxygen and hydrogen, I can see it from in here, and I really like the idea of having a wharf or a shipyard inside of this asteroid, being able to see the ships sitting in here and being repaired or built or something like that. I really dig that. It's nice. Let me refill here, and then we take a look at what I have done here. So I have, for the moment, enough thrusters, and yeah, I would say enough drills to go with it. At the moment it is still pretty speedy with 2 big thrusters. Back here I want to have the compartment for the, I don't know, command bridge or something like that, and I have enough space to realize something like a stone disposal. I might put that on the underside here. So at the moment the one reactor is enough to drive it basically. I hope that it also works out when I maneuver that thing. 8 gyros. It is twitchy as hell right now. That hopefully changes with a bit more weight on the back here. And when it finally then fills these 3 these 3 cargo containers, then it should be pretty good. So then everything should be fine. If the cargo is not enough or so, I still have space back here to maybe bring in another reactor or more cargo containers. These here I want to definitely have as openings. I will cover the gyros with some catwalks or something like that, so that I can take a look at the outside, and I want to use some slopes up here, but I thought maybe I integrate some windows here too, and I will not. Let me demonstrate that. So we have the slopes here, and I will go with these ones, and then I want to have some of the single slopes, and then bring in some. Come on, let me get rid of this for now. Window, just the normal sloped windows. I don't have girders right now. Let me grab some girders. I've made a cargo container down here so that I can get to some materials when I'm building out there. That is also a thing I need to address somehow. Maybe make a cargo container somewhere here that is closer to the main cargo containers there, and I don't have it sticking out down there. So I will go with something like this, and then bring in another of these slopes, so that from the inside I get a bit of light and I can see what's happening on the outside there. That might be neat. I might want to have it flat on the top, so that I'm able to maybe have some turrets on there. I'm not sure yet. Maybe having some turrets would be good. So this is hopefully it will be pretty nice in the end. I'm starting to like it. It has this typical industrial feeling that I really like. Again, the ships for me don't need to be completely beautiful. I want to have them rugged. That's basically what they should be, so that again I don't mind bumping them into something or so, and that it is easily repaired. That's, by the way, another thing I'm thinking about, putting in a nanite system here. Although I'm already thinking about a ship to be able to build stuff, so we need a replacement for basically the Duchessa. I want to have something that goes around and that we can use to establish our communications network or something like that. But it also should have an ore detector, so that we can use it to also mark asteroids with it then, and all that stuff. I have to see how that works out. It's at the moment, it's stuff that's forming in my head. So yeah, what do you think about this? It's a form I normally do. The first ever big drill I built was basically on the platform of one of these mining carriages, and I really like the form of that thing, and it reminds me of that pretty much. It's a lot bigger, but that's, in the end, that's what we want to have. We want to have a big drill to go around and hopefully get a lot of resources out of it. So that's that's hopefully a thing you can go with. Or I think the scaffolding makes it neat, because the scaffolding, again, you can see the structure through it. That's a thing I really like. You can see what's behind it, and it gives it a rigid feeling, but also transparent. It's weird to explain that. Back here, I want to close it and, don't know, maybe pressurize it. So we will need, an oxygen generator here, and something like an airlock. I'm thinking about this. I hope that in the meantime, in between episodes, I can finish a bit more. Otherwise, we'll work on it on Friday, and hopefully on Friday we can take it out for the first time and gather maybe some resources, some gold, some silicon, all the stuff that we need. And in the meantime, I will work more on the station. With this big drill now, we need bigger amounts of storage for ore and all that stuff. It's what a red tail of things to attend to, and I need to make these sides look a bit nicer. I will think about that too. Good. But I think that's all for today, people. I would say thanks for watching. Give me your opinion on the drill. And I hope to see you in the next episode. See ya, guys.